Hey, my name is Marcus Ansems. I'm a master of wine. Today we're going to compare the mighty Barolo against the mighty Etna. Same producer, the mighty Gaja. Hi, so I've wanted to do something like this for a while. Nerello Mascalese is the principal red variety in Etna Rosso, so Mount Etna on island of Sicily. It's often compared to Barolo, sort of the Nebbiolo of the south. Sometimes it's actually compared to Burgundy. I don't know where it is side by side. They've definitely got some similar characteristics. This is Nebbiolo, 100%. This comes from their Lamora and Serralunga vineyards, so Gaja's Lamora and Serralunga vineyards. But I think that there may be their younger vines. This was about $150 Canadian, so not insignificant price. This was around $100 Canadian. So yeah, I thought it'd be very interesting to try them side by side, given that the winemaking team had involvement in both of them. I believe that the actual vineyards are run by the Grazi family in Etna, but the winemaking is done by Gaja for this. So this is a relatively new label. I don't know what it is about some new labels. Maybe I'm not a millennial. I don't really get it, because that one, you know, for $100 wine kind of hurts my eyes. Actually, I can't look at that. Hang on, Amelia. I asked my daughter to do me a volcano picture so we wouldn't have to look at this. There we go. Much better. Alrighty, so I opened these wines about half an hour ago. I just wanted to double check that they weren't corked, and they're not. So here we are. Fairly light colour. Nerello is not a particularly highly coloured variety, not unlike Nebbiolo in that way. And this is the Barolo, this is the Nebbiolo. Now, this is a 2016 vintage, this is a 2020 vintage, so I think we'd see probably significant difference just in terms of that age difference. Let's try maybe the Nerello Mascalese first. So ruby colour, a little tawny at the rim, seems pretty clear. The nose is very high intensity, I would say straight away. It's got a lot of perfume. So that perfume is interesting. It's I'd say it's getting in that kind of dried rose. There is a tar quality, almost dates. And then there's a significant minerality. It's I'd say it's almost an organic, earthy quality, something slightly rustic about it. So on the palate. Okay, so this wine is medium to full-bodied. I think the alcohol is around 14.5%. 14.5%. So there's a little bit of warmth coming through on the finish. Surprisingly fine-grained tannins. The tannins are quite different in quality, I think, to Nebbiolo tannins. Nebbiolo tannins tend to be very, very drying, whereas this I would say is, in all honesty, it's probably closer to kind of Burgundy tannins. Yeah, very fine. They're quite an upfront profile, relatively silky. This wine is delicious. very balanced, surprisingly drinkable. This is a 2020 vintage, surprisingly drinkable at this point in time. I'd say this is for me, this is about a 92 point wine. This is excellent quality. Very impressed. Okay, and then we're going to the Barolo. Immediately, I would say slightly less perfumed. But there's a real aniseed, licorice, quite a lot of spice, chocolate almost, some vanilla, an almost ethereal quality. Okay, the really big difference between these two wines is the tannin quality. The tannin is very mouth coating, sort of front to back. It's quite fine, but it's drying, and it's got tremendous length. The acidity really shows through quite a lot more with the Nebbiolo versus the Nerello. I would say the Nerello would have medium acidity to my palate. This would have medium plus to high acidity. This is an excellent wine. It maybe doesn't have the concentration and pure kind of intensity of some of the other Gaja bottlings that I've tried, but in terms of balance and finesse, there's wonderful oak support. It's got a lot of red fruit and slight I would say tertiary quality starting to come in, secondary, tertiary notes of some oak, and then maybe some leather and a slight charcuterie character. But very, very high quality. There's not a lot in these, but for me, this is a very high quality wine. I mean, this is a 94 point wine for me. Well, I mean, it's $150, so I guess you're not paying an insignificant amount, but the Barolo has the edge on the Nerello for me at this point. But that being said, it was a big gamble for them to purchase and start a winery on Etna, and this variety is impressive, very impressive. Hope that was useful. Hope you learned something or not. If you liked it, click the subscribe button. We'll try and do a few more tastings as the season progresses. Cheers.